It is an understatement to say that Nigerians are facing the worst hardship in their lives. In fact, there are outbreaks of diseases that can only happen when there is extreme poverty. While they are facing all this, the people that plunge them into the extreme poverty are playing deaf and dumb. They are doing as if nothing is happening, that everything is alright with Nigeria. It started first with Ganduje, who said that they were already working towards re-electing Tinubu in 2027. Many people didn't take him seriously, but now billboards are springing up for an election that is still 3 years away. This is like adding insult to injury. What is he even going to campaign on? The other time he campaigned in 2022 to 2023 for the presidential election, he made vague promises and false claims that he built Lagos, that he was going to replicate it at the national level. He dodged a lot of debates. In some cases, he delegated others to answer on his behalf. At the end of it all, he capped it all by saying that he will start from where Buhari stopped. Now he's blaming Buhari for handing over a dead economy to him. The same way Buhari blamed Goodluck Jonathan is the same way Tinubu is blaming Buhari, who will take responsibility. But Nigerians are not deceived. The scorecard is clear. Everyone knows the price of goods in the market before he came to power. Everyone knows the cost of eggs, rice, beans, and other staple food items in the market as at January, February, March, April, before he came to power. We can compare the price of the goods that time to now. It has virtually tripled, or in some cases quadrupled in price. That's the reality. We know the price of petrol, we know the price of diesel, we know the price of gas, ordinary cooking gas that Nigeria has in abundance. So Nigerians know the difference. They know who caused the price jump. They know who said petrol subsidy is gone. And all of a sudden, since then, things have been going haywire. The price of goods, the inflation, everything has been going up and not going down. As you can see on this chart, the monthly inflation from June 2023 to May 2024, and Nigerians know who was in charge by June 2023. There's no reason to blame any other person. Your job is to do what? Make things work. Put things under control. Look at Senegal. Their new president understood that there is hardship. That's why they are reducing the cost of food, reducing the cost of bread, the cost of many food items, to make sure that their people don't unnecessarily suffer from hyperinflation. This shows someone that cares for his people, unlike what is happening in Nigeria, where they have continued to increase the customs duty. As at the last count, it was about 1,500 naira to $1, the rate that customs uses to calculate the customs duty for all goods that come into Nigeria. Are people aware that customs charges 85% for imported wheat? You might say that they are helping Nigerian farmers, but when they are not farming enough, why hurt Nigerians? Because they want to improve agriculture. What about rice? 70% is required to be paid as duty for rice if you import rice in Nigeria. So you can see the sheer wickedness of Nigerian leaders. Nigerians don't farm enough that is sufficient for the needs of Nigerians. The people that have farms have all abandoned their farms because of insecurity and herdsmen. So what is left to bridge the gap is to import the food from other stable countries. And when they land in Nigeria, they are forced to pay upwards of 85% duty on food items. No merchant is going to eat the cost. He's going to move it to the consumers. That's how it works. Well, at least they've suspended the duty on food items, pharmaceutical products, and other items for a period of 6 months, but it's still not enough because 6 months is just 2 rounds of importation. Yes, if you're importing something from Southeast Asia, from placing the order for the goods, to raising from M and processing letter of credit, to the goods being loaded or manufactured. It depends on which one you are buying. If it is already made goods like agricultural products, food items, they might have them in storage already. This one might be actually faster, but at least the ship spends about 30 days sailing from China and Southeast Asia to Nigeria. And when it arrives Nigerian ports, their Papa Port or Tinkan, it will still spend about 2 weeks or more. So this one might be faster. But if it is pharmaceutical products, you have to pay in advance, do all the processes, and still wait for it to be manufactured because they don't have them off the shelf. Yes, if you are buying something like all these antibiotics that they buy from India, you have to do all the processing and wait for it to be manufactured. It might take 1 month, it depends, and it will be shipped. So 6 months is simply not enough. They need to suspend it indefinitely till at least the inflation can be gotten under control. If they are able to get inflation under control, because what they are doing right now is not working. They are increasing the exchange rate every month to see if they can get hold on the inflation, but it's not working. They're also mopping up naira in circulation. That's why when you get to a bank, you cannot even get your own money. They prevent you from taking your own money the way you want. They forget that the more people take their own money, they spend it in the economy. No one will take that money and go and eat it raw. So the more scarce naira is, the more people suffer, the more the economy shrinks. Our GDP has already shrunk under Tinubu. Yes, look at the chart. Look at where it was in 2022, in 2023. He was in power for the greater part of the 2023. And now in 2024, it is projected to fall to 4th position in Africa. So the combined failed policies of the different APC administrations, from Buhari to Tinubu, have led to the decline of Nigeria's GDP by more than 50%. This is coming from people who are already campaigning for an election that is still 3 years away. What a mindless way to insult Nigerians. But the problem is, when Nigerians see this as an insult, don't be surprised during elections, people will continue to sing their praises as if we've all forgotten what they did. Now, let's see other comparisons that show the woeful performance of this current administration the past 1 year. Let's start with food inflation. Before they came to power, it was at 24.82%. Today, it is at 40.54%. Interest rate was hovering at about 18%. Before they came to power, they have raised it to 26.25%. How can anyone operating in the economy, whether a businessman, a manufacturer, how can you borrow funds at 26%? How are you going to make that money? Which business in Nigeria today can give you a return of 26%? So if no business can give you a return of 26% in Nigeria, that means no one will take that loan from any bank. Even the Nigerian government obtains loans from banks, World Bank, IMF, even FG bonds that they issue all the time. It's a sort of way they take loans from the people and repay later. The third one is insecurity. More than 4,500 Nigerians have lost their lives during the past 1 year. Over 7,000 people were also kidnapped in the same period. What about public debt? It used to hover around 87 trillion naira. Today, it has increased by more than 11% to 97 trillion, just under 1 year. What about the foreign reserves? It used to hover around $35 billion. Today, it has depleted by more than 6% to only $32 billion. So as you can see, Nigeria's economy is on a downward spiral. No one is deceived. Don't let anyone bamboozle you and say things will get better. It can only get worse, because look at the percentages. Look at how low they have plunged everything. So like we always say, people must take politics seriously, like their lives depend on it. If you don't take it seriously, it can lead to poverty. The rate at which people are suffering today, no one has ever seen it in Nigeria. So let no one say that he will not come out and vote in 2027. The people that are working against Nigerians are already laying out their plans on how to capture power again in 2027. That election is the only power you have, so you must make sure that you come out and use it properly and defend your vote. That's the most important part. Thanks for watching.